Good evening. I'm Vita Flores from Latino Marin. My special guest this evening is judicial candidate Otis Bruce. Thank you, Otis, for being here.
Thank you, Vita, for inviting me.
Before we begin, let's talk a little bit about the Marin County Superior Court system.
Well, Vita, my understanding is the mission of the Marin Superior Court. The mission is to ensure fair and equal access to justice and serve the public with dignity and respect. There are several divisions in the Marin Superior Court. The administration part, which is the CEO is Mr. James Kim, and his court records division, the support staff. But then there's the courts. There's the probate courts, the family law courts, the juvenile court, the civil divisions, as well as the criminal divisions. And then there's another courtroom in which the judge video arraignments are conducted, those for misdemeanors or people who appear improper and are told of the nature of the charges against them. And then there's another courtroom where the Department of Child Support Services conduct their hearings.
Mm-hmm. And what is improper?
Improper is where a person appears before a judge or a magistrate or a commissioner without a lawyer representing his or her interests in a particular case.
Tell our viewers what a probate court is.
A probate court it deals with most the issues of the person's property or estate or interests once that person has passed on as deceased, and that they administer and facilitate the adjudication of that person's property interests.
Do you think it's important to have experience in all of those courts before being a Superior Court judge?
Well, most Superior Court judges, when they are voted in by the public or they're appointed by the governor, most attorneys have a particular area of specialty, either in civil law or in criminal law or probate or family law. Many judges who take the bench in any jurisdiction in the state of California, many of them don't have cross or extensive experience in every area. They actually send you to judicial college, and you learn. You learn the judges work with each other in the administration of justice. They actually train each other, and they all go to the judicial college for additional training. Majority of my background, if I can share with you, is in criminal law, but what distinguishes me here in this particular effort to become a Marin Superior Court judge, I have experience in child and spousal support cases, in civil contempt cases, and work with the family law courts extensively for several years, dealing with workers' comp issues, enforcement of debt collection issues. And that's how I got to know a majority of the family law bar in the county. And I've worked in the criminal, I've worked in the juvenile. I've been exposed to many of the courts in the county.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Why are some judges appointed and some are elected?
Well, judges are appointed when a particular sitting judge, the terms are 6 years, and if a judge decides that he or she no longer wants to continue in that service in serving as a judge, or for whatever reason they can't finish out their term, that person announces that to the public, to the governor, and the governor, whoever the governor is at that time, has an opportunity to review applications, and there's a process for that, and make a determination who should fill the balance of the sitting judge's term.
Let's switch gears now and talk about the Latino community. We're all about family, and we like family and extended family. Would you care to share a little bit about your family?
Well, it's interesting you asked that. I consider Marin County community at large as my family. I've been here since 1986 in this jurisdiction. But before I came here, I grew up in a community like the Latino family, where family was very important. I grew up in the rural South. I mean the real rural South, where there were dirt roads, there were no black paved roads when I was growing up. I grew up on a farm. My mother raised 6 children by herself, and I'm the oldest of 6. And I grew up with having great influence from my grandfather, who was a sharecropper, meaning that he actually worked a part of land that belonged to another individual, and he got to use certain parts of land to take care of his family. So I worked very hard with him with my hands. I worked in the carpentry, I worked in the fields. I did a lot of things growing up from the time I was 8 until the time I graduated from high school. Working with my hands, working with horses. I worked in the quarter horse stable in my high school years. I worked in the fields. I did everything that you would think a lot of people in Central Valley do. But I did that in Mississippi. I picked cotton, I hauled hay, I picked beans, I pulled corn, I drove tractors, I rode horses, I plowed the field. I knew how to, deal with the animals and the change of the season. So I learned a lot about the value of hard work, having integrity, and being very strong-willed, and all about family and community.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Let's talk a little bit about your educational background. Where did you go to school?
Well, I went to high school in Mississippi. I graduated from high school in Mississippi, and my father actually lived out in the Bay Area. So I came to visit him on several occasions. I found out in California, and visiting him was a state where if you came and established your residency, you could get 2 years of community college practically free or at reduced fees. In Mississippi, if you attended community college, you had to pay tuition for each quarter or each semester. Here, I found out there was opportunity available for that. So right after high school, I had aspirations of completing college, finish college. I also had an interest in becoming a lawyer because there were no person of color, no African American lawyers in any of the communities that I knew of when I was growing up. So I came here and I went 2 years of college at Merritt College. I finished there on major in criminal justice administration. I had aspirations of becoming a police officer or a probation officer. And when I left there, I attended San Jose State University. I graduated from San Jose State. And my Black history teacher inspired me to pursue my legal career because he felt that I would do good for the public, and the public could benefit from having me out in California serving as a public interest lawyer. So I pursued my legal career. I actually went to Hastings, but when I got to Hastings, I found out I wasn't ready for law school. I tried to work full-time and go to school full-time, and it didn't work out. I was too ambitious, too focused, and I realized I need to really get refocused. So I refocused myself because I had a family and I had children, and I was trying to work full-time at night and go to school full-time. It didn't work. So I had to start all over, and I actually finished my law school at New College of California School of Law. I went to night law school, and I continued to work a little bit because I had to provide for my family. But I finished at New College of California School of Law.
Tell me a little bit about your work history.
Well, after law school and understanding a lot about the history of this country and the history of my people, I actually had my law degree, and I looked around the Bay Area and I thought about what I wanted to do and where I wanted to pursue a career. And I wanted to be about working for the public. I really wanted to do something to make a difference. I want to be an agent for change. I want to do social justice, public interest type work. But I thought about how I can do that in a way where I can work directly in the system. And I chose a prosecutor. I chose to be pursue a career as a deputy district attorney, mainly because a lot of African American lawyers that I know coming out of law school in criminal justice were not pursuing those areas of law. And even today, there are not that many people of color who are prosecutors in the state of California. And I know there are not that many African Americans, even today in 2016. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to do that because I realized that as a prosecutor, you have a big responsibility to be reasonable, to pursue justice, to make real decisions that's going to make a difference in the community. So I chose to be a prosecutor. And I chose a community, Marin County, mainly because I actually found out that in my research around the Bay Area, uh, that there weren't any African American prosecutors at that time, or public defenders at that time, or city or deputy county counsel. So I came here. I didn't have any friends, no network, no referral network. I was not recruited. I just came here with the hope, with the prayer, the opportunity to build a career. I never came for a job. I came to have a career. I started out at the Marin County Council's office as a law clerk, working for no pay and volunteering. And while I was doing that, I was working at a service station on Seminary Avenue in Mill Valley at night, and I was come to the county in the daytime while my wife attended College of Marin with an interest of becoming a nurse. And eventually got hired as a clerk, and then I went to the DA's office, got hired as a extra hire clerk, praying that I would have an opportunity to apply for a deputy DA job, and eventually that opportunity opened up. Mm-hmm. And so starting off as a law clerk or a clerk, 25 years later, I'm now a senior deputy district attorney.
And you've been in Marin County for approximately 25 years?
I've been in Marin County since 1986. Mm-hmm. And I've only had one job as a lawyer, and it's been working at the Civic Center serving the Marin County community for close to 25 years.
Are you on any boards and commissions?
Well, I'm on the Marin Symphony Board currently. I've been on many boards. Currently I'm on the Marin Symphony Board. I'm on the California State Bar Criminal Law Executive Committee. I just finished a year assignment by the president of the California Bar as part of the Mentor Task Force. I'm a member of the Richard Sangster Ends of Court, which is a collaboration of lawyers and judges that meet for networking purposes and educational purposes in Marin, Sonoma, and Napa. I'm actually a member of the Marin County Bar and the California State Bar. And in 2011, I served as the president of the Marin County Bar. And I've served on the diversity section committee and the legal education scholarship committee in Marin County.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any endorsements?
Well, I'm glad to say I have an endorsement of Ms. Yolanda Gibson, mm-hmm. who is the founder of the Marin Latino Leaders. Mm-hmm. I have endorsement of some judges, retired Judge Stevens, who was the first African-American judge in Marin, Judge Vern Smith. I will be getting other endorsements. Past president of the College of Marin, Dr. Fran White, Dr. Lois Moore, our educators, Ethel Seidemann, who's a community leader and educator, a number of community leaders, some retired law enforcement captains and lieutenants, and majority of the probation officers in Marin County are endorsing me. Quite a few of them, I say. I'm also being endorsed by some of the restorative justice community and the drug and alcohol counselors, and some of the mental health community people are going to endorse me. Mm-hmm. Because I actually feel that they see that I am a community lawyer. I'm a public interest lawyer who just happened to chose to pursue my career serving the public as a deputy district attorney. Mm-hmm. And I care about the people in this county, and I've cared about the people in this county from Sausalito to Marin City, the Corte Madera, the Mill Valley, Strawberry, Tiburon, Belvedere, all the way up to 101 Corridor, Canal, San Rafael Canal, Corte Madera, West Marin, San Pedro Bay, Novato, Greenpoint, Black Point, San Marin. I know the communities very well because I've been on many boards, as I indicated. College of Marin Foundation, the Marin Community Foundation Partnership, North Bay Children's Center, the Margarita Senior Citizen Center, board. I've been on numerous board affiliated with the Performing Stars of Marin. You know, when that group out of Marin City first started. So I've been connected to the community in many ways for many years.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to add any of your professional organizations? Any others that you'd like to tell the public about?
Well, as the ones I mentioned, is the local ones, the Marin Bar Association, California State Bar, and Richard Sanks Ends of Court, and my affiliation with the Charles Houston Bar Association, which is the African American Bar Association in the Bay Area, and the California Association of Black Lawyers. I was a member of the Asian American Bar Association of Greater San Francisco at one time. I have strong affiliations and friends and network in the Filipino Bar Association, the Korean Bar Association, the South Asian Bar Association, and the Vietnamese Bar Association. I've had strong affiliations with those diverse group of bar associations for the last 5-10 years. They know me very well in the Bay Area as a supporter and a mentor to a lot of students in their circles of influence, as well as students aspiring to be lawyers in the African American Bar and the Marin Bar.
Can you tell our voters what your qualifications are for candidacy and what makes you the best candidate out of all 9 candidates running for a Superior Court judge?
Well, I want to share this, if I may. Mm-hmm. You know, over 25 years, I've served in the Marin County District Attorney's Office, and I've seen the different victim advocacy, what the difference in victim advocacy makes, and the impact continues to inspire my passion for justice and fairness. I'm proud of the work I've done. I'm proud of the community service I've done as a public interest community lawyer, working for the taxpayers as a deputy district attorney. I remain dedicated, just as I've had for 25 years, to thoughtfulness, integrity, and fairness. I believe in justice for all. I believe in seeking and living that motto every day.
What are 2 key things that voters should look for when they're electing a judge?
Integrity and fairness.
And why should this election be important to voters?
Well, across the country, there's been a lot of focus, a lot of public, a lot of concern, and a lot of interest in the justice system across the entire country over the last 5 to 10 years. There's been a lot of issues, and a lot of the public are very sensitive to how the justice system operates, how programs are implemented, how the justice system is administered, and actually who's involved in the administration of the justice. Mm-hmm. Where the taxpayers pay money and people have to deal with the court system in any way, whether it's a traffic ticket to dealing with probate, juvenile, or family law, or civil or criminal issues. People are very impacted about what the system looks like and how they're treated, whether they're treated fair, whether they feel they've had an opportunity to access justice and have their voices heard and have their interests represented, and whether they were treated with respect and dignity. So that's why everyone in a community is impacted at some point, in some manner, by the justice system. And I actually am seeking the support of the people who actually work the courts, people who are actually impacted by the courts, people who actually are there every day. When I walk the halls of justice, when I go to a period court, I stand at the entrance of the Hall of Justice and I look down the hall and I look at the public and I go, wow, it's more people in this place than there are in the hospital. And it's amazing. And I try every day to be a real people person. I shake hands, I smile to people. I probably shake 10 or 15 hands of people before I get to the courtroom that I'm going to, because I care. I genuinely and sincerely like people. Mm-hmm. And I want people to genuinely and sincerely like me and vote me as the next judge, because I would do a good job.
What additional information would you like the public to know about you?
Well, I'd like to share, if I can, I want to share this. After a long time of lifetime of preparation and practice, I have the experience and dedication needed to serve as the next judge. As I said, I have 25 years of working in the DA's office. Among all the candidates, I respect that it's a beautiful thing that we have 9 people running for a judge seat. I think it's very appropriate, and it opens up a dialogue about the justice system in California and the justice system in Marin County. But I have experience from being a clerk to being now a senior deputy district attorney. I also have a lifelong experience in community service. I have the right judicial temperament for the job. I have the passion for justice and fairness and equality, and was inspired by my upbringing. And I also have the integrity to do the job with fairness, kindness, compassion, being concerned about equality and justice for all.
And how can voters find out more information about you?
Well, they can go to the website at Otis Bruce 4 judge.com, or they can go to the Facebook at Otis Bruce 4 judge.com. They can email me at otisbruce 4 judge.com.
Thank you very much for joining Latino Marin. We appreciate you taking a half hour out of your schedule to speak to candidates.
I'm honored that you invited me, and I thank the public for giving me the opportunity to address them. And I'm asking them to vote me the next Marin County Superior Court judge.
Thank you. Thank you. On behalf of Latino Marin, I'll say good night. Latino Marin weaves the Latino experience into the fabric of Marin County. We are advocating and educating our Latino community. We're also donating laptops to students. Our goal for next year is to donate 500 computers. If you have a gently used laptop with a newer operating system, please contact Latino Marin at latinomarin360@gmail.com. We also have a sister website called Voto Marin. You'll find PowerPoint presentations, what's on your ballot, dedicated information about Latinos voting in the United States, California, and Marin County. Thank you very much for joining us, and please visit our website, latinomarin.org, votomarin.org. Follow our Twitter feed at Latino Marin 360.